8:12 closing in on 8:13. Billions of our taxpayer dollars have been spent these past few years on better laws to protect you from unfair banking practices. Now, a brand new report shows some of us are actually paying more in bank fees than ever before. Here with everything you need to know about this and to sort it all out for us is Fox 29 common sense lawyer Shari Olefson. Wow. I mean, we know that banks make a lot of money off of these fees, but how big a business is it?
It's huge business, Roxanne, and that's what we're up against when it comes to these laws, because there's only so much you can do when you're talking such big dollars. We know from this report, and we're talking about overdraft fees and insufficient fund fees in particular, that over 61% of the bank consumer revenue comes from these fees in particular. It averages about $225 per person. If you're a heavy overdrafter, though, it could be as much as $1,500 a year in these fees, and we're talking over $12 billion in revenue.
Besides not overdrafting, is there any way to protect yourself from that? Is there some type of insurance you can get through the bank or anything?
Well, the bank have these overdraft accounts which you can opt into, and that was what one of the new laws covered. For example, now, in order for the bank to charge you an overdraft fee on ATM use or on your debit card use, in most cases, you had to have opted in. But what the study found is that with these new laws, people who opted in actually ended up spending more money in overdraft fees than people who didn't opt in. So the moral of this particular research study is you don't want to opt into those accounts.
So my next question was going to be, how are these new laws working, and are they? Well, in that case, that one's not. Are there some others that are working and are effective?
Some of them are, but here's the thing. We have to take the power into our own hands, and there are some things that you can do to make sure that you make the rules work for you. So when it comes to overdraft fees, you want to ask your bank, whether it's a new account or an existing account, when they post deposits, when they post debits, what time of day they do this, if they have any kind of waiver periods or overdraft coverage limits. Sometimes if the overdraft is only small, they're not going to charge you, and what the transaction fees are. So there are things that you can ask, and what we know is that smaller banks tend to charge less for these overdraft fees, but they also have less electronic, sort of the IT services that help you avoid them. Some of the larger banks now will actually text message you if you're going to be setting yourself up for an overdraft. So it's well worth the investment to take a little time and ask these questions.
You know, you just kind of went to the bank close to the house, or you knew the banker or something, but now it really pays to shop around and sort of interview your bank. And
we're talking about big dollars, and it's easy to save with just a little bit of extra effort.
Can you ever talk them into giving you anything? I mean, or waiving something?
Well, that's an interesting question, because they do give more favorable policies, let's say, to folks who are bigger customers or long-term customers or who have a better history. So in the case where you do incur an overdraft fee, you definitely want to call and ask them to waive it, and if it's not a common occurrence, they normally will.
All right, so don't be shy and don't be bashful about asking for help if you need it.
Absolutely not.
Especially when it comes to saving money.
Right?
Thanks, Shari. It's good to see you.
Sure, take care.
Let's go back.